This is Blank You Should Watch, where I'll tell you what you should watch, why you should watch it, and what it's similar to. Let's go. Movies you should watch. They Live. What it is. A drifter named by John Nada, played by WWE star Rowdy Rodney Piper, rolls into Los Angeles in the late 80s. There, he stumbles upon some sunglasses, and when he puts them on, he sees that aliens are secretly controlling everything. Aliens walk among us, disguised as fellow humans, but only people wearing the sunglasses can see them, due to the transmissions that the aliens have been sending through our TVs. Now he and his friend Frank, played by Keith David, have to take on the aliens and save the human race. Why you should watch it. This film was released in 1988 and was written, directed, and scored by the great John Carpenter. It's a sci-fi action satire chock full of social commentary and top-notch 80s action. John Carpenter is director of such late 70s and 80s classics like The Thing, Big Trouble in Little China, Halloween, and Escape from New York. Carpenter is one of my favorite directors. It's hard to describe the feeling of one of his films. They're very distinct. They always feel very cinematic, but at the same time they manage to feel very real and genuine, in a way that characters act and think. From the way he frames his shots, to the effects that he uses, to the excellent synth scores that he writes and performs himself, there really isn't anything like a true John Carpenter film. And They Live is definitely some of his best work. They Live is a film full of social and political commentary. For example, it's commentary on social and economic classes and their values. Our two heroes are two working-class average Joes. Both have traveled around the country just trying to find work. They live in a shanty town in LA with other underprivileged people just trying to get by. They are the ones that stand up and fight those who would oppress us, while the rich and social elite have all given in and accepted their reality, aiding the aliens in their mission to control the population. In fact, a character says it outright.
What's the threat? We all sell out every day. Might as well be on the winning team.
They gladly give in if it means life will be a little easier for them, thinking only of their own personal gain, while the people of the lower class band together to try and reclaim the planet for the human race. There's also a strong message about rampant greed and commercialism in the 80s that has continued to this day. Whenever our hero, Nada, looks at advertisements or money with the sunglasses on, he sees the messages the aliens want to convey. Marry and reproduce. Obey. No imagination. Money is your god. Now that last one seems a little ham-fisted, but you get my point. This world we see portrayed in the film of being bombarded with advertisements and the ideal of one's personal gain over what is good for the group is something that continues today. If anything, I would say this is a message that resonates just as well, if not better, with people of today rather than the people in the 80s. Now, does that political shit not interest you? Well, that's just fine, because this is one kick-ass film. Rowdy Rodney Piper does a wonderful job as John Nada, and with Keith David as Frank, they work great together. They have a fight scene that lasts about 5.5 minutes with great long takes that makes all the action feel very real, and the choreography that plays right into the strengths as Piper is a WWE star. This movie has some great pieces of dialogue as well, from the one-liners such as,
"'Cause I ain't daddy's little boy no more.
Mama don't like tattletales.
Where'd you get those glasses?
Tooth fairy. Life's a bitch. She's back in heat."
There's the banter between Frank and John, like this.
"Either put on these glasses or start eating that trash can."
Not this year.
And I mean, this line, this is just a gem. It's one of the best, all-time, greatest lines in action movies.
"I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum."
Now, the effects can be cheesy, and none of these actors are going to win an Oscar for their performance, but Carpenter crafts a film that is very subversive while also appeasing to the masses with great one-liners and fun action. What is similar to? If you know and like John Carpenter films like Escape from New York or Big Trouble in Little China, then They Live is right up your alley. It has the same action feel, and the score in all three of them is just perfect. RoboCop is another film that comes to mind. They Live isn't as violent, but RoboCop, Escape from New York, and They Live all share that commentary on modern society that really sets them apart from the crowd and kept them relevant in our modern world. They Live is also partially inspired by older sci-fi films like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, as well as a sci-fi story called Nada, which is also the last name of our protagonist, John Nada. So if you like those elements in old sci-fi mixed in with a cool 80s vibe and just a hint of Western tossed in there, then They Live should definitely be on your watch list. Somewhere to the top, if you ask me. Conclusion. If you're looking for an exciting sci-fi film that doubles for some good political satire and social commentary, then They Live is a must-watch. It's fun, quotable, but it also has a message and a purpose, and whether you agree with its ideas or not, it's still great and definitely a movie you should watch.
We've been doing this for so long, and yet it's come to this. We feel you've been treating us wrong, yet you sit there and insist. No, you two are great. Why don't you just wait? Just know this, there is no hate. But let me translate.